What's up, my producer friends? It's David with another monsterproductions.com. Today I want to show you how to make an angelic or choir inspired soft pad sound. It's going to sound like this. And we're going to be using GMS, which is a native FL Studio plugin. Comes with all versions of FL Studio from Fruity Edition on. So if you own a licensed FL Studio, you're going to have access to this synth. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is where it says bank here. Let's go ahead and click this button. Let's go to user and we'll go to default. This is just going to give us a blank slate. So where it says Oscillator 1, I want to go ahead and put this as a string. Oscillator 2, let's do a sine wave. And Oscillator 3, we're going to do a square wave. So our sine wave, I want to bring this up an octave, which is 12 semitones. And then where it says fine here, we're going to move this down like -3 or 4 cents. Our square wave, let's go ahead and move this up about 30 cents, just to get some detune in there. So now by default, all we have playing is our Oscillator 1. It should sound like this. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and where it says mix, let's start bringing in Oscillator 2. So 40% is pretty good. Let's leave that there for now. Go ahead and hit this invert button and we'll start bringing in Oscillator 3 as well. So about 55% should be pretty good for Oscillator 3. Let's go ahead and move on to our phase and just bring this up about 50%. All right, so where it says unisono, let's move the voices up to, let's do like 11. And then we're also gonna wanna move the detune up to about 50%. Let's make it wider with our stereo here. So I did about 65% there. Let's move on to our EQ section, and I just wanna enable the EQ by clicking this button here. Let's bring our low down to about, I don't know, -6 decibels. We'll bring our semi up about 3 decibels, middle up about 3 decibels, treble up about 5.5 decibels. Let's do the high about 3 decibels. All right, we'll go back to our synth and let's go ahead and move on to our cutoff here, or our filter here. We're gonna adjust the cutoff to about, I think, 40%. We'll try 40% and see how that sounds. We can move the resonance up a little bit as well, maybe like, I don't know, 15% or something. Okay, so leave it on a low pass filter. Let's move on to our envelope, and we want to go ahead and bring our attack up. I think I want to do it about 75%, bring the decay down to about 95%, and then bring our amount up to about, let's do about 50%. Let's try either 45 or 50%. We'll try 50% for now and see how it sounds. All right, so it's already starting to sound pretty good. Let's go ahead and move on to our LFO. And what I'm gonna do is just bring this up to about 10%. And you should be able to hear sort of a little bit here. I'll bring it. Let's do 15%. And I'm gonna click this bar button here, and then I'm gonna bring this to a 2-to-1 ratio. So we're getting a little bit more movement in that pad. All right, let's move on to our ADSR section and we'll move the attack up to about 50%. That sounded pretty good. Let's move the release up to about 40%. All right, let's move on to our effects section. So I want to enable a reverb. Sounds pretty good. Let's enable this echo, aka delay. All right, that sounds pretty good. If we want to experiment with the sound even more and kind of tweak it, there are a couple of things you can do. And number one would be to just sort of go in here, try some different wave shapes. That might be a good idea. We could go back into our effect section and try some of these other effects. I mean, really, we could go into pretty much any of the settings that we messed with while creating this sound and just go back and kind of tweak them and find the sound that we're going for. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you liked it, please go ahead, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification. That's going to let you know anytime I release new videos coming up. trying to put out videos at least twice a week, and I am doing like sound design videos and also just FL Studio tutorial type videos. But let me know in the comments down below if you have any requests or recommendations for videos in the future, and I will definitely take a look at that and keep those in mind. See you guys in the next video.